on a whole nother level, coming from my mind. Vocal percussion on a whole nother level, coming from my mind.
If it was up to me, that would just be our theme song.
What the heck? That was just. I forgot about that scene for a while.
You forgot about, how could you forget about that?
I may have blacked it out for a reason. Wow. They're just dancing in front of this person who obviously is a stand and is they're just torturing the shit out of him and fucking dancing in front of him, singing a song. Yeah, that's traumatizing a little bit.
There was no other way to start the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure episode than with
a bizarre adventure so far.
with that, the infamous torture gang dance scene, somewhat inspired by Quentin Tarantino's Reservoir Dogs, as I understand it.
For real?
There's that scene where he dances and tortures a guy.
I mean, yeah, that's one guy, not a whole group of people.
Not a whole crew.
I think that's the startling part about it for me, is like to watch all these people dancing in front of me, or my head, really.
Yeah, just the head. Don't forget, his head's been taken off of his body using the Zipperman power.
And were they using the glasses as like to blind him in one of his eyes?
Yes.
Oh my god. I like the animation though, where it was like just all, it reminded me of Venture Brothers for some reason, like that skull in the beginning. In the beginning credits, in the intro.
Oh
credits.
yeah. Yeah, it's very stylized.
Yeah. I don't know. I love the animation in this show, and it just keeps me coming back. I gotta say it.
Yeah, the style is definitely one of the major appeals that
and the music. Oh my god.
Like I said, if that could be our theme song for this show, if we could just play that freaking jam from the torture dance
over there at JoJo's encampment, JoJo's camp.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I am a person who is into aesthetics. I like nice clothes. I like, good music. I don't know. It's just like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure really embraces like a heavy sense of style that is easy for me to appreciate. But it's not like overly pretentious. Like this isn't about like driving around in a Bentley just for the sake of, got 6 Rolexes on or some shit. But it's just like there's a lot of natural stylishness,
Dio seems pretty pretentious in the beginning.
Well, he's a bad guy.
Just makes me sad. That first season is really depressing. I don't know why. And then like I feel like it brightens up as it goes. But I guess that's what really draws people into this anime, manga. What would you call this?
Well,
It's
I
both.
mean, yeah, the manga has existed for a long time, and then there's been 2 animated versions. There was an original anime that came out in the 80s, I believe, or the early 90s.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
and then actually, there's been 3 because there was also like another attempt to revive it before the current one.
So I haven't seen either of those. I didn't even know about that.
Yeah, that second one that is like lesser known. I just found out a little about that. I don't know how. I think it only covers certain things. But anyway, then there's the modern adaptation of the anime, which is really good. But yeah, we wanted to cover it in part because Stone Ocean comes out like tomorrow,
Yeah. Oof.
or at least the first bit of it.
Do we have a clip of that?
We're gonna watch the trailer for that probably a little later on, maybe
Okay.
soonish. I don't know. We'll see. But
I'm just antsy. I'm antsy, I guess.
we got the trailer for Stone Ocean. We're gonna watch that. And that's the part 6 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. It is the first part to have a woman JoJo. It's always been a man so far. Possibly a they them in some cases. That's more of a debate. But yeah,
Now, is that a big
Jolene.
problem? Really? Like,
It's not a problem.
feel-
It's just a cool thing. It's the story starts off a little bit male centric, and it's just like there's this implication that it seems a little bit like the powers are mostly passed through the men. In particular, in part 3, Jonathan is Jotaro's grandfather, and
Yeah.
then his daughter Holly is Jotaro's mom, and Holly develops a stand that she can't control and like is going to potentially kill her, and that's part of the motivation in the setup for part 3. Small spoilers for an anime that's been out for years. By the way, there's going to be spoilers in this episode. We'll try not to spoil too many major plot points, but we're definitely going to talk about some overarching things like who lives and who dies and things like
We'll
that.
put a thing in the description.
Um,
Spoilers, Mark.
but we won't spoil too much of like the major revelations of like part 5 since that's the newest stuff. And also we can't spoil part 6. We don't know what happens. And I
feel
don't
like
read the manga.
I feel like in part 2 they could have, if they wanted to, follow the mom's story instead of the kid's story, because the mom is a badass. I don't know if
Yeah,
I can't remember if she's a stand user, but like
no,
don't
she's
know.
not. She's just cool.
She's
It's
just really
also it's all Hamon in part
Okay.
2. They don't have stands yet.
Sorry, like I said, I don't know as much as I should about this show.
Yeah, no, it's all good. I'm the expert today.
Exactly. I'm just named Joe.
Just conveniently, we have someone named Joe here. We have a Joe, not a JoJo, just a Joe.
No, just a Joe. Not an average Joe.
Greenhouse gaslighting asks fave JoJo's Bizarre Adventure part. This is a tough one for me, honestly, because I like so many of them. I do have to say, having now being on my rewatch for some of them, like I'm on like my 3rd rewatch with like certain friends and things like that I just like casually watch the show with sometimes. It's probably part 5. Like Giorno Giovanna's story is incredible, and also the pacing of part 5 is like it's like you're just on amphetamines the whole time or something. Like there's just always another stand user trying to kill them nonstop.
I'd agree with that.
And yeah, it's just a really fun. You feel the same part 5?
I would say part 5 right now.
Yeah.
I don't know what 6 holds really. I'm kind of excited to see. I haven't seen the trailer, so should be pretty interesting.
Yeah, also they go to like every beautiful place in Italy. They're just like, oh, the next mission, We have to go to Venice. Whoa,
Ooh.
damn. Oh, we're going to
Another pretty
Sardinia.
place.
Oh, okay. Gotta go to Napoli. Oh, wow.
Ooh.
Gee, gotta get.
I mean, I heard that place is kind of gnarly right now because of all the mafioso gangster violence that's still going
Well,
on.
I mean, clearly they got stands, so I wouldn't want to fuck with those.
Don't you bring JoJo into reality. We don't need that. Donald Trump with a stand. That sounds terrifying.
Yeah, I'm super hyped for part 6. Like I said, we're gonna watch the trailer for that a little later.
Alex
And
Jones is just a
get
tadpole. Oh God.
get fully hyped for part 6, which is just going to be amazing, I think. But yeah, part 5 is just amazing. It's such a beautiful show, but also I have to say, rivaling that very closely for me is part 4. Part 4 is like the most weird and esoteric and just like in some ways most frustrating part of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, but I end up thinking about it the most and coming back to it a lot because part 4 had a lot of interesting things to say about like the universe, and also it was visually stunning. Like the color palettes in part 4 are just so unusual. The sky is yellow a lot.
From part 4. Like, I literally remember 0 parts of part 4.
Well, conveniently, I have a great clip from part 4
Oh,
ready
no.
to go. This is gonna be our
Well
most
done.
clip-heavy show so far because nothing like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure to make me actually do a little prep. So,
Of course, you prep for this part. Oh no!
of course I would prep for this. So
And
here
I'm
we
not.
go. This is one of my favorite episodes from part 4. This is just a clip
Okay.
from it. Of course, we can't show the whole thing.
I remember the chef guy.
But
kinda.
yeah, let's just watch this.
You had
Bizarre.
diarrhea yesterday. Your intestinal walls are inflamed. And it's obvious you're sleep deprived. Yes, you only got 4 hours last night, which of course explains the puffy eyes. Now let's see your left hand. Your right foot is infected with a fungus. You also have 2 cavities and your left shoulder is stiff, yes?
What? How the hell did you know all that? Everything you said was right on the money.
It's all in the hands, amigo mio. They are like a window into your health. Oh, please excuse me. And what will you be having, signore?
Oh, I'm not all that hungry, but I'll take a cup of coffee if you have any.
He never
Make it
gets
a
served the
cappuccino.
coffee.
Ho capito, signore.
This guy can talk up his fancy dishes as much as he wants.
Little
Healthy food
detail
tastes
this
like dog
episode
shit.
that
If it's
always
even a little
bothers me
disgusting,
slightly.
we don't
Never
have to
gets
pay
his
for
coffee.
it. We can just complain and leave.
Roger. Hey, Josuke. This water. No, wait. It has to be mineral water.
What about it?
I've never been as totally sure about something as I am right this moment. This is the best water that I've ever tasted. Yeah, amazing! It's overflowing with sophistication! It's like something a mountain princess playing a harp would drink as she strums a beautiful melody. It's wonderfully fresh and smooth, like the glorious first taste of wine after wandering in the desert for 3 days.
Specific references.
Yeah, you're joking. It's amazing.
I know.
Divine!
You're right. It's
Whoa.
first rate. I wonder if he'll tell us what brand of water it is.
You know, this water's so good, I think I'm actually gonna shed a few tears over it.
Come on. A little
Gonna
sip
do
of
what with
water
those
isn't worth
tears?
weeping over, no matter how good it is.
It must be its purity. Do you have a handkerchief on you? The waterworks are in full force. The tears just keep coming. They won't stop.
Okuyasu, you're acting weird, man. Are you okay?
What the? Okuyasu! Holy shit! What the hell is going on with these
Oh
tears?
my God.
They just keep pouring out of me! Hey! Okuyasu! I don't want to freak you out even more, but the white parts of your eyes are getting all shriveled and loose!
Momento. Please try to remain calm.
You bastard! The hell did you give Okuyasu to drink?
Tranquilo, senor.
So messed
His
up.
eyes have only been temporarily weakened.
Whoa!
He had 50,000-year-old mineral water made from melted snow procured from Mount Kilimanjaro in Africa. It flushes the
What?
eye's interior of harmful contaminants and is an effective treatment in cases of sleep deprivation. The reason you didn't cry after drinking the water is because you obtained an adequate amount of sleep last night.
Josuke! I'm not sleepy anymore! To be perfectly
That
honest
water
with
would
you, I
always
feel
make me cry.
spectacular, like I slept a full 10 hours!
Wait a second. You can't be serious. Are you telling me there's nothing wrong with your eyes?
Exactly! When you drink water this good, it's only natural for the tears to flow. Trust me, Josuke, it's nothing to be worried about. I cried way more than this when I watched Champ on video. Thanks for caring, but I feel like a billion yen!
The references are so
You bet your
bizarre.
ass it is.
So that's just a great example of why part 4 is amazing.
That was like okay. I remember an end part where it's like it's that character who just cried out his tears and his eyes and then like refresh them. But it's this really gnarly character, and he's like trying to get them to eat the food that the chef is serving, and they can't change them like because they're just that's how they were made. And it's kind of a beautiful message. This show has some really crazy messages in it, however much you look at it.
It really does.
And that clip just makes me want to take care of myself better because I don't want to be. If I ever taste this water, I don't want my tears all over the table or all over me. Sounds awful. Or my eyes to just shrink like that.
Just
That sounds
shrivel
like
up.
an awful experience.
Yeah, part 4 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is amazing because there's just a lot of casual storytelling like this episode that aren't ultra high stakes, but just kind of like give you interesting insights into what kinds of I don't know, what kinds of stuff is possible in this world, this crazy world that is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. It's really amazing. We're going to keep talking about all that and more. But first, we want to quickly remind you what this show is. This is Velvet Butcher Shop, a soft touch on hard subjects, or maybe it's the other way around, like we were joking yesterday.
God.
We talk about culture, media, personal storytelling, art, fashion, whatever we want to kind of.
Pretty
It's
much-
just me,
pretty much
Kennedy
whatever.
Cooper, and my homies hanging out. Joe, my reliable co-host, always here. And we are Monday to Friday live at 1 Eastern, or you can catch the show at any time as a recorded video or audio. And I'm going to drop our theme music really quick. It's not the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Torture Gang Dance song, unfortunately, but it's still pretty good.
Oh, we're back.
We're back. We got a question just before the break. Who's the best Joe Bro? Okuyasu definitely top 3. I have to say I know that have already tipped my hand by saying that part 5 is my favorite, but Bruno Bucciarati, pretty good Joe Bro. However, I think it's actually Caesar Zeppeli from part 2. What do you think?
I'd have to say probably. I gotta say probably. I can't remember the character's name now. I'm thinking about it, and I can't do that as my favorite character, can I? Probably Giorgio Giovanni or Gia.
No, it's got to be a Joe Bro. It's got to be someone who hangs out with the JoJos.
Oh, okay.
That's why I was saying
Guido.
Caesar Zeppeli.
Probably Guido Mista.
Oh, Mista's so good.
He's like probably that's the character I was trying to remember the name of, and I was like, his name's so simple.
Mista's actually like a very great character. There's just a lot of really good, like, complex anti-hero type personalities on display in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. One of the great things is that as the parts go on, the types of heroes change a lot. Like in part 1, you have these extremely sort of noble archetypes. Like Jonathan is just like a really stand-up gentleman guy.
They really devolve.
And then Joseph is a trickster in part 2. Just straight up. He's a tricky man. In fact, part 4 wouldn't even exist except that he cheats on his wife. So
Womp
spoiler alert for a show that's been out for years. So yeah, like there's a really fun way that they play with that stuff. And by the time of part 5, it's like, how do you even describe these personalities? It's like they are simultaneously like extraordinarily noble and like profoundly like there for each other as friends in some respects, and also like they just like beat the fuck out of people sometimes for very little reason.
Yeah, there's very little like thought to this. When they're beating up certain people, it seems like they just kind of launch into it. Very simple characters with very complex backstories.
That's a good way to put it. So one thing that we felt that we should talk about a little bit is something about the lore of this show. Is there is this question that a lot of people end up asking themselves: what is a stand? Before we get fully into that, I think we should talk just a little bit about like sort of the basis of this show. I'm not going to recap a large amount of it, but I want to just sort of explain, because I know some of our viewers expressed yesterday in the comments when we were talking about that this would be the topic today, that they haven't seen JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. And we wanted to get into a little bit of generational storytelling as a concept in some of these things too. So we're going to talk a little bit about the concepts of the show. Then we're going to get into what is a stand, maybe theorize a little bit about our own stands, and then watch that delicious Stone Ocean trailer and talk about that. Also, in addition to the hero archetype changing, they also changed gay classes. Bear to bear to hunk to twunk to twink.
That's good to know.
It's kind of accurate. Also, I think that you could argue that there's some pronouns changing over time, maybe over in different parts. I don't think all the JoJos have the same pronouns necessarily. And I have a strong basis for the theory that Bruno Bucciarati is canonically non-binary, but I don't know if we'll get into that today.
That's the thing that I feel I really relate to that one. I don't know why. I every time I see him, I just think they.
I just want to use they them pronouns for Bruno
I
Bucciarati.
really do.
Also borderline for Mista. Also,
Oddly, yeah. I don't know why.
they just kind of give off a vibe
Maybe
sometimes.
it's the skull cap.
Bruno was rocking the lace bra under the suit.
Yeah, for real.
So
All that lace.
styling. So much style. That suit. So good.
Bruno was flexing.
One of the amazing things about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is it has this incredible sense of follow through. Joe, you were talking about this before we went live.
Yeah.
But you see this we've been mentioning these various parts. So again, let's talk a little bit about what this show is. So this show is a generational fantasy in this way that is kind of unique, actually. Like, I can't think of a lot of other media that's like it.
No.
How often do you see something like this where it takes place over such an incredible span of time? You have first Jonathan Joestar, and then the next character after that in part 2 is his grandson, Joseph.
I mean, with the story structure, it seems like the follow through is a lot more linear, whereas a lot of anime and a lot of I guess a lot of shows really will try and add in a little bit of something later on just to like for a little bit more backstory.
Yeah,
and
like Naruto.
And it's like 5 years back. It's 5 years back that never like it doesn't linearly it doesn't make sense in the storyline, but they're having that memory and that flashback for absolutely no reason.
Yeah, Naruto is of course
That,
like
I literally was about to say
for realizing that they were close to the end, but that the show was too popular to cancel, and then just adding 3 more seasons of inconsequential stuff.
Shippuden.
just to drag out the end. Yeah, a lot of shows are like that. Not JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Everything is just kind of happening all the time. The show in general has like a pretty rapid pace. Part 1 is kind of slow, but even it is like it's not as slow as it seems considering it's not that many episodes. You know, like
it's like the smallest.
Yeah.
It's the smallest in the series. Like you can deal with that much pain.
You can deal with that much pain.
I got through Gilmore Girls first season.
Wait, you watched the first season of Gilmore Girls?
Yeah, of course I did.
Why?
Because my mom was watching it and I wanted to catch up.
Wait. What were your feelings on it?
I actually really liked it. So I'm not gonna lie.
What?
I feel like it gets a bad rap. It's better than Sex in the City. I don't really have a strong opinion on this. This is all from like my teenage years.
How much Sex in the City have you seen?
Countless episodes.
I had no idea.
I needed something to reference on dates.
Damn.
It worked.
Wow. You're gonna have to show me your favorite episode of the Gilmore Girls, and then we'll do a Velvet Butcher Shop about it.
That's a hard one.
That's a hard. Damn, he can't decide. I've known you for this long. I didn't know you were a secret Gilmore Girls fan. You can't decide God, which episode?
Okay, give me a breath. Move on. Moving on. Nothing to see here.
Moving on.
Just a dude in a tanuki suit. Okay. You can harass me about this later.
I did want to address this comment. Rohan Kichibe was the most dripped out in the whole series. If we keep it at 100, he is pretty dripped out. But I don't know, the mafioso crew are dripping. Also, Jotaro in part 4, the white suit. Damn, like the man is so confident about everything that he just walks around all day in all white, in spite of the fact that he literally gets into a bloodbath every 72 hours.
The style in this show is wild. Like it really adheres to what the times are. I feel like
somewhat. I mean, Joseph's running around in like the 1920s in a crop top or whatever.
Well, like that's what I'm saying to a certain extent, but there's some real like leeway with how this world is shown. It feels like, especially with stands. Like I don't really know how they work. It's still very confusing to me, and I have watched the show through maybe once. I need to watch it again. But like, does the stand come out of you, or is it just an entity that follows you around that's invisible to other people, or what? Like,
that's
it feels
a great question. I have a clip prepared just for this. This is from the first episode of part 3, Stardust Crusaders, arguably the most famous part of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Before I play it, I just want to kind of wrap up a little bit of what we've been talking about.
Is there a script here? Because I keep getting the clips for some reason. I don't. What is happening?
There's a script. You just don't know what it is. It's like a Rohan Kinshibe's power. I opened your face earlier and I just wrote the script for this episode of Velvet Butcher Shop into your story. So this clip from part 3 will kind of explain some things, but just to reiterate, so part of what's interesting about you, yes, you should watch it. It's very good. That's the moral of this entire episode of Velvet Butcher Shop, is that it's a really good show.
Yeah. There are a million.
Put off the other things.
I mean, there's some important stuff out there. I don't
know.
know.
Nothing's more important than JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. It's very nice and gay. Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, really amusing. Okay, I know we keep getting derailed, but that's just how this show is. Really amusing. I was showing some of this to my partner last night, and there's these two characters in part 5 that are canonically gay, and I had to tell my partner these two are supposed to be gay, by the way, because you can barely tell the difference. Like, they're touching each other, 10% more than the quote-unquote straight guys?
Weird.
It's very funny.
I don't think I ever really realized that.
Yeah. It's a very wonderfully homoerotic show in all the best ways.
Which cat is that?
But I know the cat's very cute today.
Sorry. I'm distracted.
She's distracting. So JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, again, part of what makes it so compelling is there's this generational storytelling aspect where it happens over this long period of time. The parts get a little closer together as they stack up, but that doesn't really hurt it in any way because It's just that there's a lot of different consequences to be explored now by everything that's been set up. And so things can happen a bit faster, but still, like, you have these huge gaps. Again, from Jonathan to Joseph, that's Jonathan is his grandfather, and then Joseph is our next hero in part 2. And then from part 2 to part 3, Joseph is Jotaro's grandfather. And so here at the beginning of part 3, Jotaro is beginning to experience a bit of the JoJo family weirdness that just sort of seems to follow them around. That's like the major reoccurring theme that ties this show together, is that if you are a Joestar in any
There's some
way,
weird
shape, or
stuff gonna
form,
happen to you.
some weird shit's gonna happen to you.
Get ready.
Get ready.
Enjoy yourself, I guess.
And so, again, Stardust Crusaders, largely regarded by a lot of people as one of the very best parts, certainly one of the most popular. This is the part that introduces stands. So this clip will hopefully help explain stands a little bit to everyone who's confused about this, whether you've seen the show before or not. And then we can talk a little bit more about it. But here we go.
Let someone chase me out of here just because you told them to do it? I don't work like that. In fact, all you've done now has made me want to stay here even more.
I'm afraid this may get a little bit rough, but in a few minutes he'll be riddled with so much pain that he'll be begging you to let him out of here.
Just do what you gotta do.
Papa, you can't be serious.
Wait a sec! We can't let you turn this.
Zip it, pig!
Yes, sir!
Hell yeah. Joseph Joestar said ACAB.
This is...
That's right. Abdul also has what you'd call an evil spirit. An evil spirit under the complete command of Abdul's will. And his name is... Magician's Red!
It's hot. I feel like I'm on fire. My arms, they're burning. What are these evil spirits? What's JoJo doing? Why is he flattening himself against the back wall? Yeah, I don't get it. But you feel how hot it's getting in here? Look at those numbers. That's insane. What's happening?
Aha! There it is! It's finally shown itself! And the fact that it's so clearly visible means it's incredibly strong!
Let's do this.
Aw, yeah, Star Platinum, baby.
I can't believe he's able to make it manifest so distinctly. Well done.
Your evil spirit is impressive too. So tell me, Grandpa, you know about these evil spirits?
All true.
Of course I do.
Mr.
Joseph's an
Joestar,
incredibly
you asked me
complex
to help your
man.
grandson out of this jail cell. I had planned
I
on
should
that
say.
on the boy, but in light of his tremendous power, I'm reconsidering that. Just one misstep could put us all in danger. Tell me if you want me to stop. If not, I'll resort to a use of force that could land your grandson in the hospital.
Like I said, do what you gotta do.
Yes, sir! Red boy!
What's up with this heat? Yeah, what the hell's going on? None of this makes any sense.
Papa, that's enough. What are you doing to Jotaro?
Ollie, be a good
Wait,
girl
what
and let
happened? Did we
Papa
get
finish
yeeted?
What he started, okay?
I can't breathe.
The evil spirit is withdrawing.
Did we?
Restricting his breathing, which causes the evil spirit to weaken. And now
Did our clip get yeeted? Can you still hear us? What's happening?
Yeah, I think
If we
might.
got DMCA'd, that's some bullshit, because this is 100% fair use. But, bear with us. We're trying to figure out what's going on. Can y'all still hear us or anything, or are we completely...
I think we might be completely. Wait. It looks like we're completely off the air.
Damn.
So what do we do? Reopen live stream?
uh Why are our viewers going up after we got owned?
We are getting a blacked out screen with
Yeah.
the message
Oh, yeah,
stream
it's-
unavailable. Oh, we're back.
Oh, we're back.
What is happening?
So thanks everyone who bared with us. This is unfortunate because I was hoping to do clips during this show more, and now I'm unsure. I know that what we were doing is considered fair use,
So I don't know what's going on.
but
we can check.
also appealing to the YouTube robots is usually fruitless, so we may not be able to do this in the future, which is really unfortunate because
We're just gonna have to draw pictures and hold them up.
yeah, we're just gonna draw pictures from now on, hold them up to the screen.
It's gonna be ridiculous. Okay. Anyway, we were on the subject of stands and what they are.
Oh yeah,
What-
let's try to get this back on track, maybe.
So what it says the
So
like,
what-
translation is
So
ghostly ripple.
that scene unfortunately was going to explain it if we could have gotten through it. But basically, a stand is a manifestation of your life energy. It can manifest
Okay.
for a variety of reasons, and sometimes it just happens. Sometimes it can be provoked. There's one artifact in particular that shows up over and over again in the show, this bow and arrow that can cause you to have a stand. And there's several of those. Basically, like, normal people can't see it, but they will feel the effects of it. They can be affected by it.
Okay.
In most cases, there are exceptions. It's called a stand because the most common type, like Jotaro has in that scene, sort of stands behind you.
Huh.
Like, that's literally why.
Okay.
So yeah, it's just like it's a very interesting concept. It's extremely unique. And what's cool about this power in terms of like how it works in the show is that a stand can do like anything. Like you can just create a stand that has any sort of power that you can dream up, and as long as it's like within reason enough that like it's not going to completely break the concepts of the show to where they can't like no one could fight back against it, then it works.
Okay. I've got a question then.
Yeah.
What would your stand be?
Well, okay, so first of all, it has to be named after like a band that you like in general, in my opinion,
It
because
has to be?
well, it's the show, the manga actually even more so. The creator of the manga is obsessed with American music, and a great number of stands are just named after bands. For instance, as like some examples, there's a stand named Beach Boy. There's a stand named Spice Girl. I know that's actually a UK band, but there's a stand named Rolling Stone. There's a stand called Grateful Dead. Like there's a lot of band name stands.
Wow. I did not realize there were so many.
Moody Blues. Back in part 3, that trope was a little less common, but in parts 4 and 5, that becomes like a very, very common trope. In part 3, it's more so based on the tarot, which is why you have like Magician's Red, Hierophant Green. There's a stand that's something death. And like things like that. So there's a bunch of like sort of tarot themed stands in part 3. But then in parts 4 and 5, a lot of the stands are just named after bands.
Jeez.
Or songs or albums. Here, before I talk about what we could answer this as well. What's our favorite stand from the series? That's a great question.
That is a really good question. I would have to say probably God. I'm trying to remember the name. Sticky Fingers.
Sticky Fingers.
Yeah, that one's pretty funny. I like that one a lot.
Yeah, Zipperman, aka Sticky Fingers, is over the top. Amazing stand. I love that one.
I don't understand why he's called Sticky Fingers when he's the zipper guy.
Yeah, it's funny that Zipperman is the name he was given later, and that one's actually more apt in some ways.
It's weird. But what's your favorite? Sorry.
No, you're all good. You're all good. That's a really tough one for me. I would have to say that maybe maybe arts and crafts, aka craft work. the yes, we are back. YouTube let us back after a minute.
Yeah. We better
like I said, unfortunately, this means that maybe we can't show clips, even though definitely we were within fair use. I did my legal homework.
Yeah. We checked this.
But again, YouTube's robots, they don't really care about the law. They care about, just an algorithm that was written and blah, blah. So, I'm not going to necessarily argue with the robots. We can just talk about the show and hold up pictures that we drew. Like Joe was saying.
It's going to be a lot more work, but I can do it.
Joe, you got a lot of drawing ahead of you, buddy. I'm sorry.
Oh, God, my hand is going to be so tired.
I think my favorite stand might be, like I said, either arts and crafts, which I love. It's such a simple concept, but it's like a really good stand anyway. Just being able to glue stuff. Fix things in place all around you.
That's all it's good for.
It's one of those like interestingly simple stands that you start to realize has a lot of potential after you see it in use, just being able to fix things in place. Also, I definitely really like Crazy Diamond, Shining Diamond from part 4. Being able to revert things back to their original state is a really interesting power, and it suited a mystery season really well because yeah,
I just remember the name of the one that I really like is the one that Guido has.
6 bullets.
It's the 6 bullets one, which is it's the Sex Pistols.
Sex Pistol. Yeah.
And they're just angry little bullets unless they get fed. Like they need a little siesta every once in a while. Like it's weird to think of like an inanimate object as like a thing like that.
Yeah, well,
Like
that's one of the more unusual types of stands in some ways, where like he has one of those stands that's like semi-independent of him.
I've always wondered, are they finite?
What do you mean?
Like, if he uses up the 6 bullets and can't recover them.
Yeah, he has to recover them. He can't. They're semi-independent and they're fully realized beings, so he has to like make sure that they actually get accounted for, which
So
occasionally
he
you
may
see
have
him
to
doing.
like re-coax them back into the pistol. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, he has to like tempt them with food sometimes and stuff.
No, I remember that scene where you like, wow, those things eat a lot of salami all of a sudden, or Gennaro salami. I don't know what it's called.
Gabagool.
Don't do that on here.
I'm
gonna get shut off of YouTube
I'll
again.
get anti-Italian discrimination.
Never know. Somewhere.
The world, of course, is a great stand. Being able to stop time. Although I have to say, Emperor Crimson's ability is quite similar, and which was King Crimson, of course, is quite similar and kind of better in some ways. I want Mista to do a podcast with the 6 bullets.
Oh God, that's like Mista and like 6 Joe Rogans. Sounds crazy.
Yeah, I mean, our count's still pretty new because the show is new, so it wouldn't be the end of the world. But also, I'd rather not.
Yeah.
So,
Rather not. I just started telling my relatives about this show.
I'm mad though. I want to watch the Stone Ocean trailer, but now I'm afraid. Even though trailers,
I'm scared too.
Trailers should be safe, but there's no telling now. So, unfortunately, we will not be watching the Stone Ocean trailer in order to play it safe. Which means I don't know how we're gonna end this episode. But if I had a stand, it would have to be called Beach House, obviously, because I'm obsessed with that band. And
so this is your stand?
Yeah, if I had a stand, it'd have to be called Beach House because they're one of my all-time favorite bands.
Okay.
And or it could be something else. Actually, it could be called Depression Cherry. That would be a good one. That's one of their albums that's relatively famous, and that would be a funny stand name.
Fair enough.
Sounds like a stand name.
I'm thinking like for some reason. Oh God. What's the name of that band that does like Christmas covers sometimes? Bachman Turner Overdrive.
That's the name of your stand?
And it would either be like a speed stand or like a persistent stand. I feel like
hey, yeah, have us on.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
That sounds great. I need to get better about presenting things, but yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch Stone Ocean. So I'll be watching it right away.
I really want to see it. We'll set up a time for it at some point.
Yeah.
When we're both available, when I'm not working and when you are not working. We have other jobs.
We have many things to do. Yeah, I think my stand would be I think I'd have some kind of really weird stand. Have like a really I'd end up with like one of those quirky stands that at first you think sucks, but then you realize it's good.
Didn't you get like a drum machine recently or some sort of music making machine?
I have a drum machine, yeah.
Or like it's that synth thing that you got that from such and such. I can't remember the name of the person. I feel really bad, but like they gave
Marcos,
it to you
my good friend, the host of Ain't Shit Show.
The homie.
Yeah. The homie sent me a drum machine.
Like each one of the buttons is a different stand. Or the knobs. I don't know. Something weird like that. But that may rely too much on Guido's idea of the 6 bullets, the 12 bullets, however many bullets he has. He has like extra in his pocket, apparently. I didn't realize this, but I was reading the Wikipedia article and it said, oh, he's got like 6 extra bullets in his pocket just in case. Okay.
Our man stays strapped.
Got that thing on them. On them. They got that thing on them. Pronouns. Use them. PSA.
It's a good PSA. I think we're gonna go ahead and wrap this episode up since we had our DMCA disaster and we can't end it the way that we wanted to. We will make sure that doesn't happen again in the future. Sorry, folks. But at least we got this out of the way early. If YouTube's gonna be that strict about this stuff, then we just won't be showing clips from now on.
YouTube.
And
Not
it
damn
sucks,
YouTube, we appreciate
but
it.
you know, we've got plenty of other ways to do content. It's fine. I just was looking forward to occasionally watching a movie trailer with y'all or something like that.
We'll just have to draw it out for them. Just a little extra work.
Yep, we're gonna have Joe draw popular movie trailer.
It's gonna be bad.
This is actually sounding funnier and funnier the more we talk about it.
Yeah, it's like Jackbox for one person.
Joe Box.
Joe Box. I don't want this box. Take it back.
What's in the box?
A lot of baggage.
Oh, okay. That's fair. We appreciate y'all tuning in. We're Velvet Butcher Shop. Support the show by subscribing to the channel, telling your friends to subscribe, log into your third Google account, subscribe again, like every video that you ever see us post immediately. Don't even watch it. Just hit like. And if you really, really want to support the show, you can become a patron or pay us on Ko-fi, your choice. If you don't like Patreon, that's fine. Velvet Butcher Shop, either way. And we'll see you tomorrow at 1 Eastern for some other stuff. And we'll have Kennedy from Bad Praxis back again. So look forward to that, y'all.
Bye.